Hi, my name is Julia, and I will be discussing lateral violence in the workplace. Also known as horizontal violence or bullying in the workplace, this is something that has for many years plagued the nursing profession as new nurses enter the field. Nursing is considered one of the most trusted professions in the world and is comprised of the most caring individuals. Why then has the stigma that nurses eat their young persisted? Some of this perception can be blamed on how different generations that comprise the workforce interpret criticism and training techniques. These differences are evident because we have baby boomers, Generation X, and Generation Y staff members all working in the same field very closely together. Baby boomers, who have a strong work ethic and require little praise as means of motivation, are often in upper management positions. However, this is the group that previously trained those Generation X staff members who are now training the Generation Y staff members. On the opposite end of the spectrum from the baby boomers are the Generation Y staff members. These staff members need constant feedback and prefer if it comes in a positive form, even if it's constructive criticism of something that they did in error. Sandwiched in between these two generations are the Generation X staff members. These are the ones who are more seasoned than the Generation Y staff members. However, they feel that they're being surpassed by the Generation Y staff members because they're so much more confident with the new emerging technologies which the healthcare industry is transitioning to. These Generation X staff members usually work well when they're allowed to be creative. However, they feel that they have worked towards and earned promotions and advancements while the Generation Y staff members are just coming in and taking them. At least that's their perception. Because of this perception, and because the Generation X staff members are typically the ones that are precepting the Generation Y staff members, that's where the lateral violence comes into play. The Generation X staff members were bullied by the baby boomers, and they now in turn bully the Generation Y staff members. This lateral violence can go so far as to manifest as blatant intimidation by the more seasoned nurses and can lead to workplace dissatisfaction, calling out of staff members to avoid working with certain coworkers, and ultimately staff shortages due to resignation by intimidated staff members. A 2013 article published in the Nursing Forum titled "The Bully Within and Without: Strategies to Address Horizontal Violence in Nursing" offers multiple methods by which to deal with these problems in the workplace. Included in these techniques are the fact that nurses should be role models for exceptional behavior. We are the most caring and compassionate field. We should act as such towards each other. The need for self-reflection of one's own behavior is also important, and the promotion of teamwork. It's also important to include education for current staff members about lateral violence in order to promote a healthier work environment for everyone involved. This problem is becoming so mainstream that nursing programs are now including lectures on this topic as part of their normal curriculum. We, as the new generation of higher educated nurses, need to be aware of how we interact with others in an attempt to change the climate of the profession and eliminate this stigma altogether. Being a victim of this myself as I transitioned from the role of radiologic and cardiovascular technologist to that of nurse in my department, I fully understand the negative impact of lateral violence to one's self-confidence. Coworkers made snide comments and were unwilling to answer my questions, which limited the resources that I had to learn from as I was transitioning to my new role. It also made me reluctant to ask questions of certain individuals. Luckily, I did have a wonderful preceptor who continues to be a source of support for me in my work environment. He is the type of nurse that I strive to be. He's caring and compassionate not only towards patients and their families, but towards his coworkers as well, and is always willing to lend a hand whenever anyone needs one. I leave you with this thought. Remember, you were once a student or a new nurse too. Never forget how you felt on your first day.